Hello everyone, Uncivilized Elk reporting in. Today marks the start of my video log series on a show I enjoy immensely, Adventure Time! Now, my former experience with the series, I have watched all the episodes from Season 1 through Season 5, and a couple episodes at the start of Season 6. So I am no newcomer to the show. This vlog series will not be me watching the series for the first time and giving my initial impressions for each episode. This will be me going back through the series and watching each episode one by one and giving my thoughts, comments, criticisms, likes, dislikes, etc. On each episode from the perspective of somebody who has seen most of the series already. As such, there may be minor spoilers. I will include a note in the video description as to which future episodes I will reference, so people who don't like minor spoilers can read the video description and know whether they want to risk watching the video log or not. Now, I started watching Adventure Time back in 2010 when Cartoon Network first aired it. I believe I saw the first episode back when 4 or 6 episodes have been released. When the series initially aired, I was actually not that big a fan of it from the get-go. I thought it was well made. I didn't dislike it, and it was a cartoon I was definitely willing to watch, but it didn't grip me right away. I feel that's largely because I'm one of those people who does prefer the later seasons. Some people miss the roots of Adventure Time back when Finn and Jake would adventure for adventure's sake, and it was just a bunch of miscellaneous hijinks. Then Finn hits puberty, of course, and we start having a lot more character development, a lot more thematic depth, a lot more interpersonal interactions that matter and progress how characters feel about other characters. And I personally am a huge fan of that. The series has also gained success as it goes on, and with success usually comes more freedom to do what you want. So in the later seasons, even when the episode is just about hijinks, without much depth or character development occurring, the creators were really able to do many more experimental things with the structure of the episode, how it's paced, the audio or visual design. They let the episodes also be directed by different people, and spearheaded by different people who before were producers or storyboard artists or whatnot, and I personally think that's really awesome. It adds a lot of variety and spice to the series, and lets different people kind of, take the reins on this large open world that can easily sustain different people trying out their vision. I personally think that's awesome. So when we get to later seasons, basically season 4 and on, I will probably give a lot more effort to critiquing the episodes and looking at the episodes from more of a literary analysis perspective, which is a bit harder to do in the early episodes. Now, it seems like I'm talking a lot of smack about the early seasons. I still like a lot of the episodes in them, and I still think they're a lot of fun, and there's a lot of magical episodes, and much of the quirk, in fact, you know what, all of the quirk that's associated with Adventure Time is still very much intact in the early seasons. So, don't get me wrong, but the early seasons do contain some of the episodes that I felt are the weakest in the series, and that's to be expected. Any great show, in my opinion, only gets better with time. And in my opinion, I think Adventure Time gets exponentially better with time. Now, I'm by no means above watching cartoons for the sake of watching cartoons, as long as they're built well, or at least are very amusing. I still watch Jackie Chan Adventures from time to time, because it's a pretty funny show, even though from the perspective of how much depth is there to it, there's really none. It's just hijinks and fun. But I won't get very, very invested into a series. I won't become a huge fan and look forward to every episode. Unless there's a bit more to that. There needs to be more beyond the surface layer. And I think Adventure Time achieves that incredibly well. It has some incredibly nuanced episodes with a lot of emotional baggage in them. A lot of stuff you can kind of talk to your kids about, and it really feels like a cartoon that is made for all ages, in the most true sense of the word. I think anybody of any age can watch Adventure Time and be very entertained by it. Now that the introduction is out of the way, let's get to watching the episodes, and I hope to see you in the next video.